Alright guys, just San here, back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to be looking at the Lr Goku and Frieza, who are featured on the current Golden Frieza banner. So if you summon on there, you had a pretty good chance of pulling them, so I figured I could do a showcase going over him, because pretty good time to just review this unit and see how bad he's aged, because of course he is a Universe Survival Saga unit, which, I mean, that category has been kind of done dirty. There hasn't really been a buff to this in a long time. I mean, of course, there are some standout good units like the UI Gokus and even the EZA Evolution Blue Vegeta, but most of this category really is not that good. So for sure, I think some buffs for it is definitely needed. But yeah, we're going to be checking out this guy and his kit and seeing how he is looking. This is the team we're going to be running him on. Unfortunately, he does not have a 200% leader skill right now, but he does provide himself with the 177% leader skill buff, so pretty much the best we can do. So yeah, before we get into his kit, just make sure you guys like and subscribe. Keep in mind there are timestamps in the video, so if you want to skip to the Legendary Vegeta event showcase or the Cell Max test, which that'll be fun. I'm actually kind of curious if this guy could take double digits from Cell Max. But yeah, if you want to skip to that, absolutely feel free to do that. I put him down there for a reason, so I mean, yeah, let's get into this guy's kit. So starting off with his leader skill, like I said, it is Representatives Universe 7 category Ki plus 3 HP tag and defense plus 177%. So don't get me wrong, it's a really good leader skill buff. It's, you know, 3% off from 180, and 180 is what they give a lot of EZA units even now. But still, I mean, Representatives Universe 7 just kind of sucks. So I mean, it doesn't really matter even if this is a good lead. The category sucks. And then he leads Tech type Ki plus 3 HP tag and defense plus 120%. And then for his super attack effects, he raises defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy, and then lowers attack on his 12 key. And then on his 18 key, he raises defense for 1 turn as well. He causes mega colossal damage to enemy, and then lowers attack and defense. So the fact that he's lowering attack and defense is nice, because as you'll see in a minute, that does help out a part in his passive. And the 30% defense is really nice, because just 30% defense, you know, it's always good. I guess the fact that he does get 30% defense on his super attack does kind of, I mean, I don't know, I guess you do want to give this guy some crits as well, but I was going to say that does kind of make me want to go full additionals with him, or maybe if you just pulled him and you don't know how to build him, I would say probably go full additionals for your first dupe, because he already has the 5 crit, so of course you already have the base 10% chance to crit because he is tech, but once you start pulling like more copies of him, and you start getting more options with his path and how you want to build him, you can go for a mix of additionals and crits, because this guy will benefit a lot from crits, but he does get that 30% defense, so you do want to make sure he has a chance to do an additional at least, just because that'll help his defense out significantly. But getting into this guy's passive, he gets attack and defense plus 77% when attacking. He gets an additional attack and defense plus 77% when performing an ultra super attack. He gets an additional attack plus 77% when the target enemy is in attack down status or defense down status, or if they're stunned or sealed. And then he gets Ki plus 1 at the start of each turn up to 7, and that's pretty much it. So not really the craziest passive, not complicated at all, it's pretty straightforward. He gets a lot of attack and defense depending on if you get an ultra super attack, and of course he gets that extra 77% attack if the enemy is in attack down, defense down, if he's stunned or sealed, which is pretty good. I mean, a lot of events do make it to where you can stun them or seal them or lower their attack or defense, but a lot of events do also cancel that, so kind of a double-edged sword right there. But still, I mean, at least he has some extra attack in there, so he can be hitting really hard. And then the key buildup is nice, because it'll just help you get to this guy's 18 key more frequently. And then onto his links, it is Over in a Flash, Experienced Fighters, Solid Support, Shocking Speed, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Not really the craziest link set. Some here do stand out, like Over in a Flash is pretty good. Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power are all really good. Tournament of Power is a pretty solid link for him, because of course he's going to work good on the Tournament of Power teams, but like I was saying, this category really is not that good right now, so it's not really the craziest link to have. But his categories are Representatives Universe 7, Universe Survival Saga, Full Power, Join Forces, All Out Struggle, Battle of Fate, Signature Move, and Unmatched Speed. So he's got some pretty good categories. He's got a pretty solid link set, and his kit has kind of aged out, like in terms of his passive and his super attack effect, but I think he still can be kind of solid and hit some crazy numbers. So let's go ahead and cut to when we are in the Legendary Vegeta event. Okay, so we are here in the Legendary Vegeta event, and we're starting off with a really good rotation. We have double support right here, and we also have 4 out of 7 links active. Now, not really the craziest in terms of links, because we are missing Legendary Power and Experienced Fighters, which are pretty big attack links, but still, we do have solid support active right here, which is lowering the enemy's defense, so that does mean that we're going to be able to have access to that extra 77% attack in our passive, and we also got really lucky with Key Spheres. So we're going to be at a full 24 key super attack. As I said, we have double support right here. And start of turn, we're at 126k defense. So of course that is really bad for a start of turn defensive stat. But you do have to keep in mind he gets 77% attack when attacking. So that'll bump us up to a little over 200k defense. And then we get another 77% after that. So then that'll put us around 300k defense. And then we get 30% on our super attack. So then that'll put us a little under 400k defense, but I know my calculations obviously are not spot on, so we'll call it around 400k. So around 400k defense post super attack. That's not horrible. You do have to keep in mind this guy has been Easy 8 for almost 2 years, so he's not necessarily new. And then of course him himself is very old. He's even older than his Easy A, obviously. So I mean, he's a pretty old unit, and 400k defense after everything's said and done isn't really amazing. But that will still get you tanking double digits in some hard-hitting enemy, like red zone stages and stuff like that, if you have type advantage. So we hit an 8.24 million attack stat. I guess that's alright. I mean, you got to keep in mind he does not have any built-in additionals or crits. It's just an 8.2 million attack stat. But of course, we are also lowering attack and defense, so he is doing more than just the attack stat. But he doesn't have any crits or additionals built in. So in terms of damage, I'm not really that impressed. I mean, I wouldn't say that was bad by any means, but a lot of units nowadays are putting out over 10 million attack stats with additionals and crits. I mean, look at the AGL Gohan and then the Int Cell, who just, well, I guess I was gonna say they just Easy 8, but they're not on global technically. They're putting up some crazy attack stats, and of course they have their additionals and crits and all that. But I mean, I guess I should still consider this guy is very old, so comparing him to the Gohan and Cell is kind of unfair. But anyway, right here we've got a pretty good rotation as well. We have 5 out of 7 links active, and we have some support from the free-to-play UI Goku. And start of turn, we're at 91k defense, so a little bit of a drop-off because we did lose some support. And right here we're going to be a little under 400k defense after we super attack and all that. But keep in mind, if we do get an additional, that would put us at almost 500k defense, I believe. So, or a little under 500k, so, I mean, not really the worst defensive stat considering his age. And we did hit a 9.2 million attack stat right there as well, which is pretty good. I mean, he can do some damage for sure. I think that's the one thing about this guy that really stands out is his damage. Me personally, he actually helped me in the punching bag event because I struggled with that event for a long time. But this guy did, he got me to get that 77 million damage in it, so yeah, I'm gonna do that with him, and then I'm gonna do that with him. So right here we're gonna yeah, let's just do this actually. So we're gonna have 4 out of 7 links, but we have legendary power, which is a little bit more important than solid support, so pretty good. We're at 112 start of turn K defense, so not really that good. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you, that's not really amazing. I don't know why I said it like that. 112 start of turn K defense. That was a really weird way to say it. He's at 112 start of turn defense, 112,000 start of turn defense, and that's still not really amazing because once again, he's not really going to be that high on his defense after he super attacks and all that. So I don't know. I wish he was looking a little bit better in terms of his defense because, like right here, this is stage, what, 2 of the Legendary Vegeta event, and we took 161k damage from that before we supered, so he still is tanking damage even from these really weak enemies, and that's really not a good thing. But as I'm disrespecting his defense, I mean, we do still hit some pretty good attack stats. He crit right there and did a lot of damage, so for sure he can put up some really solid numbers in terms of his offense, but defensively, I'm not really seeing it. I don't really think this guy is going to be that useful for you defensively unless he has type advantage, and even if he has type advantage, I mean, I don't know, there's not really a good place to run him. For instance, if you want to run him in the Red Zone Broly stage, which I was considering bringing him in there, but then I realized that I have to run him on his 177% team, and I cannot bring this team in the Red Zone Broly stage, especially because he cancels dodge, so all of the UI Gokus instantly become useless, and there's just a lot to that stage that would not fare well with this guy's team. So there is a lot of kind of wonky scenarios with this guy, so I don't really think he's that useful right now. But maybe if we see Universe Survival Saga get a big time celebration, which, as I said previously, I do think it will get, then maybe he'll have a use, right? Maybe there's like a support unit that gives 20% damage reduction or something, and then you could run this guy on that rotation, and then he can have like almost 500k defense with 20% damage reduction, which of course would be very useful. But I don't know why I'm mentioning 20% damage reduction. That's just me kind of speculating. I'm just trying to say that this guy could look a little bit better if he had a better team. However, first, we need to see his better team because we don't really know what they're planning with Universe Survival Saga currently. Again, as I said a couple times in the video already, I really want to see a big time celebration for it, and I think we probably could see a big time celebration for it. It's just a matter of when. I mean, I was thinking maybe we could see it for the anniversary, but I think it's already confirmed the anniversary is probably going to be a dual Spirit Bomb celebration. So I don't think we're actually going to see that, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So right here, I'm actually going to nuke with him because for how much damage he's doing, just without obviously nuking, I think he could do some really solid damage with the tech key spheres. So right here, we're going to have 18 key spheres, and yeah, look how much we healed. We did not heal at all. It's just because his defense stat is too low. Like, not even 100k start of turn is pretty rough. Of course, we have been at 100k in some previous rotations, but that was with a lot of support. So you do need that for him to be at a good defensive stat. So hopefully UI Goku doesn't crit right here or additional or anything. He didn't. Okay. So a 16.6 million attack stat. I mean, of course, that's good, but it doesn't count to his actual performance because it is a artificially enhanced rotation. So, I mean, pretty good showing. I guess considering his age, he's all right. But overall, I'm not really too impressed, especially because of how bad his teams are. So let's go ahead and cut into the Cell Max event and see if he can tank there. But I'm going to give you a spoiler. I don't really think he'd be able to tank double digits from Cell Max. Okay, so we are here in the Cell Max event. And we're here on turn 6, so it took a minute to get here. But still, we're here with a pretty good rotation. We have 4 out of 7 links active. We don't have any support. So start of turn, we're at 73k defense, which is not really that good, but I mean, still, let's see how much damage he tanks from his from the normals of Cell Max. Now, you do got to keep in mind UI Goku just got his transformation off, so everything in slot 1 we're gonna dodge, guaranteed. I hope the attack in slot 2 isn't a super attack, because if it is, we're probably just instantly dead. But I mean, still, I guess it'd be kind of cool. We could see how much he tanks from it, but I mean, yeah, I guess let's see how much damage he does. So 6 million, alright. Not really the craziest, but do keep in mind he could have had an extra 77% attack if we had the enemy, if his attack or defense was lowered, and if he was stun or sealed. Okay. Okay. I mean, I figured it would do a lot. So you know earlier in the video when I said that he's going to take 500k damage from normals before he supers? I'm going to be honest with you. I think he'll take around 500k damage from normals even after he supers. So, I mean, I guess there's that. Well, I can tell you this. He would for sure die from a super attack. I think it's guaranteed. You know, I think, just a hypothesis, just a guess. Okay, well, we're dead right here. But, I mean, I guess that's pretty much been the video. There's not really much else to show with this guy. Defensively, he's not the best. Especially in the difficult events, you know, in today's standards. He can get hit really hard, but he could still put up some pretty solid numbers, and he's not the worst unit considering his age. There are a lot of worse options out there, so yeah, that's been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of this guy down in the comments, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.